video will show how Suite Engine's Channel Sales Manager for BigCommerce will allow you to set up a new item in Business Central and have it listed on your BigCommerce site, all from within Business Central itself. There are a couple of things to check before we start. So we're going to look at our CSM sales channel for BigCommerce. And on the Listing Management tab, you want to make sure that Enable New Attribute Design is turned on. That's going to allow CSM to make use of some of our latest functionality regarding item attributes and options for products that are configurable. We also want to make sure that the Use Shared Item Attributes is turned off in the case of BigCommerce. And what that means is an attribute like color is a separate attribute for each product on their site. It's not the same color attribute used by all the products. Each product has its own version of the attribute. Also notice that we have our listing default long description set to come from the item extended text. And let's go look at a new item that I've created. So this Business Central item, CSM Big 1000. In this t-shirt, we want to be able to sell this in a number of different sizes and colors. You'll notice it has a couple of attributes over here. The brand is Suite Engine. The style is Big 1000. Under extended text, you can see that we have one set up here for long description with some text here that can be sent over to the BigCommerce site. And what we're trying to get set up here within Business Central is this item having a number of item variants set up, one for each possible color and size combination. There's a very quick way to get that set up now, and that's with Suite Engine's Item Variations framework. If we go under Actions, Functions, Create Variation, I'm going to choose to create from template. Now, I previously set up this women's t-shirt template, which basically says that they come in a particular arrangement of colors and sizes. So I'll say OK. And it's created my item variation. I'll click yes to go and look at it. And we can see that it's got the brand and the style copied over from our item. If we look at this color option, you can see in the fact box it comes in these 6 colors. If you look at the size option, it comes in these 3 sizes. One thing that we want to look at for BigCommerce in particular, if we go to this color option and we open up the option card, you can see this field called Industry Value, and it has these hexadecimal numbers which represent the various colors. In this case, these were copied over from the template that I set up. These you can easily search hex black, for instance, and it'll tell you this is the hexadecimal number. BigCommerce is able to use these in a particular way to set them up for how they'll be be displayed on the storefront. Not all the channels use this field, but BigCommerce in particular is able to use it. So this is a particular thing for that that's worth pointing out, that it can be used. The other thing here, if we look on these different colors, as I switch to each one, you can see the swatch over here in the fact box is showing an actual sample of that color. In this case, these were also copied over from the template that I had set up previously, just to save time. Now that we've looked at that, we're back on our item variation. And the next thing we will do is we'll do this create item variation SKUs. And what that just did very quickly is create one line down here in the SKUs section for each combination of the colors and sizes that are available. The next step that we'll do is we'll click explode SKUs. And what this is going to do, because we have this variation set up with an explode method of variants, it's going to create one Business Central item variant for each of these SKUs down here. So it's done that, and you can see over in this item details fact box, we can click on this, and it just created all of these item variants. And it also filled in down here that each of these SKUs is linked to Business Central item number and a Business Central variant code. Now, before we can send any of these to an e-commerce platform, we need to define the SKU that will identify each of these. And we have a quick way here to automatically generate these under functions, generate SKUs. This is just assumed that you're going to take the item number and then add the variant code on the end. If you wanted these SKUs to be different, you could enter them yourself with whatever values you wanted to. But for this demo, I just use the automatic one, so it's quicker. Now, before we can do the next step where CSM starts to process these, each of these ones needs to be changed to active. And that's going to tell CSM that these ones are ready and available to be processed. If you left them pending, then they would not be processed. You might do that if you were still working on filling out SKUs or something else. The other options in here for this status are inactive or no replenish. So that's how you could stop them from being processed in the future. But in this instance, what we're trying to do is just set up our new item and get it sent to BigCommerce quickly so it's available to be bought. Now that we've done that, we have everything we need here. So we'll leave this item variation and we'll go to our BigCommerce sales channel and we'll go to the listing wizard. Select this t-shirt item. This sales channel SKU here is what BigCommerce is going to use to identify this. I'm just going to change this so it's Big 1000 CFG, short for configurable. Say next, finish. And what that has done, what the listing wizard has done, is it has created some CSM channel item attributes that are specific to this item. And here they are here. CSM Big 1000 color and size. If I look at this color one and I go here and I edit, you can see that these are all the 6 options for the color. What I can do here, if I want, is select which of these is the default option for the storefront. So let's say it's the marine blue one. Another thing here that's particular to BigCommerce is this display type big field. If you look at the possible choices here, these are all the different ways that BigCommerce can present the option values on the storefront. So for color, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to this swatch one. And you see it automatically changes display type here to swatch. And this is going to work with those hex values for the colors that we looked at earlier. Beyond this CSM item attribute that was created for each option, you can see in external reference, those same hexadecimal values for the colors were populated in here off of our item variation. And when we get to the point of sending it to BigCommerce, this is going to affect how they're displayed there. So in addition to the item attributes, what that listing wizard also did was created a number of CSM listings, all these ones with CSM Big 1000. So this one here, you can see has channel product type configurable. So this is what we consider to be the parent item. So you can see under the long description, it's copied that over from our item. It's copied our image. And it's also added these attributes down here on the listing. And for the color and the size, you see that there is no sales channel attribute value. And that's correct for this configurable one. It doesn't have a particular value. It just has some color and some size. Also down below, the wizard added these CSM listing children. So each of these is actually a separate CSM listing that is related to this main one. We go back to our CSM listings list. You can see all of these other ones here are linked to our Business Central item and a specific variant. So if I look at this one here, this is the black large one, and this is the black medium one. And these ones all have a channel product type of variation. So these are the children listings. So now we've got everything ready and we can send this to BigCommerce. Oh, one other thing on this configurable one, we also want to go to this color listing attribute and change this one to swatch here also. Now we're ready to send it. So we'll go to channel integration. And first, we're just going to send the listing base info to the channel. And if I go to my BigCommerce demo site, you can see that my women's t-shirt is here. And it was created. Go back into Business Central. Next, we can send configurable options to channel. And this is going to tell BigCommerce about the colors and sizes for that item. If I go here to our store and I refresh it, and I choose this item, and I look at variations, and here's where you can see what it's done by us saying that type is swatch, and by providing those hex values for each color, it's already set them up in BigCommerce with the colors, and that's how they'll be displayed. And you can also see that the sizes we just left as a drop down, and these are our 3 values for that. So back in Business Central, if I say send config children to channel, this is going to send each of the variations for the combinations of the colors and the sizes. If I go back here, and I go to my product, you can see that there's a variant for each of these combinations. They're all here. And if I look at this item, if I view it, how it'll appear on the storefront, the colors are here with swatches, the sizes are here with drop down. And if we want to add images, we can quickly do that by going in the BigCommerce administration, go to images, and I happen to have the images for this stored on my computer, and I'm just going to drop these photos in. And save my item. And view it again. And here are the images. So hopefully this video was helpful, and it shows how CSM makes it a very quick, easy process to set up a new item in Business Central and get it listed on your BigCommerce store.